What is up? Good morning. This is the episode about Amy Bradley. We're going to jump right into it. If you have not seen the documentary, Netflix, check it out. If you've already seen it, you're ahead of the game. I'm going to work a different way here with it. Uh, Before the documentary came out, James Renner, who I had on my show back a couple months ago for the Maura Murray, missing Maura Murray, James Renner here interviewed who is widely perceived by people that follow this case. Amy went missing on a cruise ship 1998. Amy came out to her parents as being gay. And I was like, I remember that case. The gays. So I'm going to work a little differently here, but this was an interview that James Renner did 9 months ago. 9 months ago, way before Netflix came out. And he did a one-on-one interview with none other than Alistair Douglas. Check this out. So we're gonna work our way differently. Only because I think it matters. This came out 9 months ago. He interviewed him 9 months ago. This is the first time that he spoke out in like decades. Okay, so if anybody hasn't seen this, this is the bass player. This is the African American that people were saying, okay, he's sex trafficked her, he killed her, he raped her, blah blah blah. Okay, I will tell you that I believe that they would have found Amy's body in the water if she would have went into the water. I don't think that she went into the water. I don't think she was thrown into the water. I don't think that she jumped into the water. I think that she would have been found. I trust the people that know that the land over there, they know the water over there. She would have surfaced. So here we go. Check this out. I want to see if it changes your perspective.
Consider the top suspect in the disappearance, a man named Alistair Douglas. He was known as Yellow. That was his nickname. He played bass for the ship's band on Rhapsody of the Seas. As you may know, Amy Lynn Bradley disappeared March 24th, 1998, while on vacation with her family. She was 23 years old at the time. She was taking a vacation with her family aboard Rhapsody of the Seas, which is a ship with Royal Caribbean that was the biggest ship at the time. Now is considered quite small. I took a voyage on Rhapsody a couple months ago and visited the same ports of call. Alistair has kept a low profile for many years, but I was able to find him on the island of Grenada, where he currently works, I swear, as an exorcist. He also runs a church. He's a reverend on the island. And runs.
Here you go. Like, James Renner, you beast. He's like, I just went and got this mofo. I went and got him. I'm like, dude. Okay. Beast. Exorcist. He's an exorcist? Yeah, believe it or not. Like crazy, right? It's like coming out the gate swinging. Good morning.
It's a church with a congregation of about 40 or 50 people. It's relatively small. It's kind of a little more than a shack on the side of a mountain. They gather there every Sunday. They also have services during the week. But I flew out there last week. I just got back a couple days ago and appeared at his church service. And he granted me an interview of about 20 minutes. I'm going to show you the most of that interview. There's a couple things I did cut out. A couple things to know going into this interview. The reason he's interesting in this case is there are witnesses that claim to have seen Alistair with Amy after quite late the night that she disappeared.
Okay, so ready for me? Like, Lana, what do you think? I'm going to tell you guys right now. I don't think this man had anything to do with it. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't think this man had anything to do with it. I don't. And I think when you see this interview, you're going to know why.
So he's one of the last people to have seen her. He does, in his way, clear up some of those ideas. He has his own opinions. One thing he does state, in his opinion, he says that Amy told him that she was forced by her parents to go on this cruise. That is one thing I think is not true. I think that's inaccurate. I've gotten to know the Bradley family. There's one thing that I know for sure, that they loved Amy fiercely, and they were a very close family. And they were more like friends with.
I think Amy was just drunk when she was saying this. Okay. I think James Renner's being kind.
Their parents than what you'd typically see. They just it's a very close family. So I don't in any way see them forcing her. And beyond that, Amy was 23 years old. She could have made up her own mind. She certainly didn't have to go. So that's just one thing I want to clear up before you see this interview. But here it is, in its almost entirety, the interview with Alistair Douglas.
So I reached out to James and I was like, yo, bro, what parts did you clip out? Because I'm like, before I even started watching this, I was like, bro, which parts did you clip out? Come on. Tell a homie what's up. What's up, James? Ohio to Ohio here. I'm a fan of James Renner. People can say whatever they want. Everybody has their own opinions, but dude, you can't knock the hustle. Motherfucker went out there, man. I just love it. Cheers. Happy Tuesday. Good morning. Like, when I saw this interview and it was done 9 months ago, I said, hold his beer, Netflix. He's got you.
That occurred in Grenada just a couple days ago.
What do you remember after all of these years? Do you remember Amy at all?
Hold on.
There's not a lot to remember in terms of remembering her, but I remember the short conversation we've had. So I think it was a Monday night. I believe it was a Monday night. It's been years, so it's either Monday or Tuesday, but I believe it was a Monday night. There's a program called Dancing Under the Stars.
Yeah. Oh, I should tell you, I was on the ship like a month ago. I took a trip on the Rhapsody.
Oh,
So I know I know how the layout of the Viking Lounge and all that.
lovely. So, as usual, we play until midnight. We were sailing out of Aruba.
Yes.
The next day should be Curacao.
Yep.
So as you sail out of Aruba, we have this thing called Dancing Under the Stars. And we played. We finished a little after 12. We supposed to finish by 12. A little after 12. I can't tell you exactly what time. And normally people always come up and talk to us. And I remember her clearly coming across when we finished playing and came across to me and said, hi, good set, I mean, back then when I played, I jump around a lot and all of that. And many persons would have always compliment or talk about my way of entertaining. So I said, thank you, like normal. And then she said to me that she blows a saxophone. I said, okay, interesting. What do you blow? And first thing, like, what kind of music you like? And but at that time we were packing up. The band was packing up.
Yeah.
And I said to her, because that used to be my line. Once we finished play, we would go up to the lounge. What's this called at the time? What's the name of the club? You just came from the Viking Lounge,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
And we will hang there, but we would only hang until 1 o'clock, 5 to 1, 10 to 1, because as entertainers, we could hang, but we need to be out of the area by 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, so right there. I like getting new information. This is a new piece of information. Back when I was, fourth grade, we went to the summer going in fifth. Okay. So yeah, fourth grade, I was 10. And my parents were like, all right, we're going on a cruise. We're going to Jamaica. We're climbing the waterfalls. And I'm like, yes. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I was like, this is going to be the best vacation ever. Like, wow. Like, this is going to be amazing. So we go to Florida. From Florida, then you go all around to your, we did, Jamaica, that fucking loop, whatever. I can remember if there's a vacation that I can remember as a child more than any other vacation, it was going to and doing this cruise. And I'm going to tell you why I remember it more than anything else. Because we met an amazing family and we became like friends, and then we hung out even after that cruise. So like, I think you just could be reminiscing more about like that vacation, because then we started hanging out with this family. and they were from upstate New York. And my parents and the kids, like, so we're friends with the kids. We actually got our families to be then friends on this cruise, and our like we were just like you'd have thought we went on this cruise together, and we were friends ever since, right? And I wanted to go on the rum punch, whatever you call it, back then. And it was really for just adults, but back then there was just everything was looser. So I was like, I want to go on that rum punch boat. And the Jamaican men were like, yeah, let her come, she can come. And my dad's like, okay, I'm gonna go too. My dad didn't swim. And I'm like, you're gonna come? Like, my mom's like fucking swimming for days. My dad's like, yeah, I'm gonna come. My dad gets sick. Then the Jamaican men throw him off into the water. And then all I remember is being so upset because on our way back, I was a huge Miami Dolphins fan, and I had a Miami Dolphins hat on, and it flew off. And I was like adamant. I was like, stop this boat. We have to get my hat. like begging these people to stop my boat for a freaking hat. Right. I was so like upset about this hat. My dad's like, I'll get you 5 when we get off this boat. Just sit down. So that's what I started thinking about when I saw the Netflix again. It brought back those memories, and I'm like, damn, I was going crazy over a damn hat. Imagine how you would be like, my kid's in the water, like, stop this boat, or like, we have to search this boat, like, I can't find my kid. Even though at the time she was 23, it's still your kid. So everything was just looser back then. I think it would have been, let's see, 90, it was before 98. I would say 92, 94, 92. Probably when I went on. Anyways, I loved it, but listening to the story brought me back to saying, oh my God, those men were probably just like, yeah, come on the boat. Jamaica. Like, they were like just pouring everybody like rum down your throat. Like, looking back, I'm telling you, I have no idea. They had to have people like mass problems. But we did get a key card. Everybody had a key card. And so like you're supposed to swipe your card when you're going through different areas. And so that brought me back to thinking about this. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that key card. I wonder if it tracked us. Because that's going to come up in this documentary. And so when I hear his accent, I'm like, God, yeah. I knew I wanted to be a partier at the age of 10. Let me get on that rum punch boat. Oh, I know. It was so fun. I just people watched. I remember people watching at the age of 10. And then we snorkeled and stuff like that. We went out, like that was part of it. I'm thinking, wow, you just get people drunk and then you put them in the water. Like, how safe is that? It's so not safe.
So I went down like I normally do, changed my clothes, had a quick shower, and I came up. When I came up, she was on the deck, on the decking outside. So she saw me and she said, hi. And I said, hi. But she was smoking a lot, and that's not something I know or like. I growing up in Grenada, you hardly ever saw people smoke. And I was young, so it was like not a norm for me.
Yeah.
So we went up to the club, because that's where I was going. And we sat there, of course.
And I remember he's supposed to only be able to stay out until 1, and then you had to clear the deck. You couldn't have people come back to your room. Like, these were the rules as working on a cruise. You couldn't have people come back to your room. You had to be off any of the main areas by 1 a.m. And back on this boat, it would clock you when you went in. So it would show you when you used a swipe card to go into the room. But let's say that you opened the door for somebody who knocked on the door, and I just opened it and no key card was used. It does not register when the doors open. So if you were to leave, okay, it doesn't mark the time that you're leaving. It's only ever going to mark a time that you actually are using a swipe card. And the only time that you should ever be using a swipe card is if you're entering. So people say, oh man, so you can't really tell when somebody left. And I'm like, no, you can't. But guess what? If you have some brains, you can tell if somebody comes back. Okay, so let's say there's 2 swipe cards. One was at, let's just say 4 a.m. And then another swipe card would have been at 8 a.m. Okay, that means at 4 they came back, right? Use the swipe card. And then at some time between 4 and 8, they would have had to have left, right? Because then they're using the swipe card to come back at 8. All right. Then there's your next variable, which would be if somebody opened the door before for you and you didn't use your swipe card, that's the only way that you wouldn't then be able to, if you say, hey, I went back to my room and, well, really, because you don't have a swipe card. Ah, you know what? You're right, because so-and-so let me in because I didn't have my card. So you need to talk to this person right here and they're going to tell you that they let me in. So that's what you would do then. And this reminds me of the George Smith case a little bit with that's what you would need to do. And so you would need to get another person to corroborate that person supposedly going in that room. I found out he had a bunkmate. So therefore he has an alibi. His bunkmate. And you guys are going to hear this. Also, she was chain smoking. He remembers that. I think that's accurate.
It's noisy, so there's not a lot you can say. But she was smoking a lot. And I asked her, I said, why are you? For me, it's uncomfortable. And it's like, why are you? And she said to me, she said her dad is an insurance manager or something like that. And he found out that she's gay.
I was
and
shocked.
He forced her to come to the cruise. Well, first of all, with hearing that, I was like, well, I mean, I didn't know what to answer.
Okay, so when I heard this, I was like, okay, this is James Renner where he's saying that he doesn't believe this part of it. I believe it. I do. I believe it. Not that you'd be forced to come, but the way that she probably would have said it after drinking, that it would have come across that like that she was forced more or less, or like maybe her parents were like, hey, just come on this trip. You need to get away. Because then what I found out, because then I listened to her brother talk, and something that Netflix left out is that so before leaving for this trip, she was dating a dude. And I'm like, wait, what? Because she also had this like serious love interest girl who you guys have known if you watch the Netflix, the girl with the bottle, message in the bottle, which is just so weird. It's so like the language in this message in the bottle, talking about being stranded. I was just like, wow, this is crazy. But I said, wait, she was dating a dude? I was like, well, I would love to know how that happened when she's writing on a month earlier before leaving on this trip. She's writing the girl that she is in love with that, hey, we have to get back together. Like, you complete me and all this stuff. But yet, you know, she's dating some guy. And I was curious to say that, oh, I wonder if she was just dating this guy to appease her parents. Oh, I wonder if she was just acting like she had this boyfriend, but really she didn't. It was just for, you know, outer perspective of like, hey, if your guys' point of view is I'm dating this dude, but he's just my beard and I'm going over here and I'm really in this relationship. So, but if Amy came out right away and told this man that she was gay, now you can ask yourselves if you really think that happened. I do. I think that she told him that. I do. Because you'd be amazed, but if you never think that you're ever going to see somebody again, I can just tell this person things because I'm never going to see that person again. I don't care if they judge me because I'm never going to fucking talk to them again. People have that, like, yeah. And then when you're drinking, then you just have liquor courage and you're just like being dumb and just spouting off.
To give anyway. So I said to her, I was going on the dance floor. I was only going to be able to dance maybe 1 or 2 songs because of the time. So
he was grinding. He was grinding on her. He was grinding on her. So I think maybe she also said, I have a boyfriend too, or I had a boyfriend, or maybe, you know, I can't make up my mind. I like both sex. Who knows? But we have video. He's grinding on her. And then some guys are like, oh, well, don't worry. I'll change you back, girl.
We came on the
I'll
dance
get you
floor.
back. I get you back on the D train.
Dance. We both came. We both were on the floor. I know there were cameras that took photos of us dancing. I remember seeing all of that. And about 5 minutes to 1, I said, "Look, I have to go. I've got to be out of passenger area," and I left. That was my last conversation. And
That was the last time you saw her.
last time I saw her,
What was your response when she told you she was?
Remember how he says that he has to be out, like, so if you have to be out of the area by 1, my question was then is what time can you be back into the area? Like, what if you're like an early morning riser and you get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and you want to go get coffee and sit up and watch the sunrise? And I think that's why what he meant when he said, like, when he was saying like something to 5. So he could then be up and at him at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Like, then that matters if you watch the Netflix to see what time that those girls said they saw her with him.
Gay.
that's not something I'm used to.
Yeah.
So I really did not know.
Hold on.
That's not.
What was your response when she told you she was gay?
He's like, I wanted to change her, man. I want to turn her back. You saw me grinding on her. Did you see those videos? I was getting it.
That's not something I'm used to.
He didn't give a shit.
So I really did not know. I just thought it was wrong that they would have forced her to come, on the cruise because they find out that she was gay. But there was not much I could even say about it because it's not something I was used to.
Yeah.
So I just left it as,
How do you feel about that in general?
I have an adopted brother who's gay. And I have some friends who's gay. And on the cruise ship, there were some musicians who were really close to me that was gay. But I remember telling one of them, we can be friends. We can talk. Once you're going to keep it appropriate.
Yeah, I don't keep you touching my
This
dick.
is not something I am used to. I mean, I grew up in church as a little boy. And we never talked too much about these things in church as little children. But we knew that it was not something that we will do or we should get ourselves involved in. And as a young boy at that time, didn't know how to relate to anyone like that. So I had friends, but we would talk, we would play music together. On the ship, we would talk, but
This is Yellow.
I would not be in the circle so much because that was like kind of different to me.
Why do you think she told you that?
She was drunk.
I think because I asked why she was smoking, maybe she wanted me to know. I don't know. But all I can say that was her reply to me.
Oh, that it
For
was
the
like
reason
she
why.
was smoking because of the stress. Of
Yes. So to me, that's a reply from the question I asked because he was smoking here. Really and truly, I would have rather not be there. So that's why I asked,
Yeah.
why are you smoking like that? It's just like what you call a chain. Once you've done with
chain
one,
smoking.
another one was lit. Another one was lit. While we were there, maybe about 3 cigarettes was lit at the same time, one after the other one, But it was not enough time because the person I am, I like to console people. I like to talk with people.
Yeah.
There was not enough time. Maybe if the following day I would have seen her, maybe I would have.
What's with? So there were these two women that were recently interviewed that were there on that cruise too. That they thought they saw Amy and you head back up to the Viking Lounge after it closed.
No.
No, didn't happen.
First of all, the keys that we use, and I did not even know that until this thing happened. The card keys that we use for our doors to go into the room. So once I went down and we went into my room, it would read the time you came in.
Oh.
And I never really knew that. As I said, I was a young boy. All this technology was not known to me.
Yeah.
So
they knew when you went back to your stateroom.
I only got to know that the following day. And this is how I know. The hotel manager, the morning around 7 o'clock, I was awakened by a call by the hotel manager.
Okay, so I want to speak on this. If you guys don't know the story, Amy comes back to their room. So the brother goes first and he clocks in the room at a certain time, and then she clocks in the room at 4 I think it's 4:35 a.m. And they had a balcony for their room. and their parents had a bed, and there was a pull-out couch, and then Amy and her brother used the pull-out couch to sleep on. And this room's like tight, you know, but like the best thing about the room is because if you're on a cruise, like, oh wait, you guys have like, not only do you have a window, shit, you have like a sliding door, you have a balcony out there, 2 chairs out there. And so the parents are sleeping. The brother comes in. He goes outside. He's sitting on the balcony. Then she comes in like 15 minutes later. The key card shows. And then he says, yep, she came out. We were on the balcony. We were shooting the shit. Of course, yeah, we were like, we both had drinks, but nobody was like, they couldn't fucking function. He's like, okay, I'm going to go to bed. We got to be up because we're going to be going, you know, to the island, whatever. And he comes in and then lays down, and she says, yeah, I don't feel too well, so I'm just going to lay out here. And so she was like on like the chair. I shouldn't say the word lay. I'm going to sit out here because I'm not feeling too well. And then the dad wakes up around 5:30 and notices that Amy's not in the bed, but leans up, looks over, and sees her leg. And so he's like, oh, okay, she's out on the balcony, so she's there. He's there. Okay. That was at 5:30. Then he wakes up at 6 in the morning. And when he wakes up at 6, he looks out and he doesn't see her. Because, like, think about this. If you open up your door to a room like that and then it closes, like, it could wake you up. Like, I always hear, like, the hotel key go, you know, or you open up a door and it's a heavier door. But something like then jolted him up at 6. He was planning on getting up, but I think he used the term that he had heard something that had like kind of like woke him. And when he then woke up at 6, she's not there. And he notices there was a yellow collared shirt that was on like just over like a chair, just like grazed over like the side of it, that she had been wearing that night. And that was not there. Or that was there. And then out on the balcony, she had like those Jesus sandals, I call them. These like Birkenstock sandals, and they were there. So her sandals are there. This top that she was wearing with probably like a camisole underneath it, as my guess, was there, but she's not there. And so he leaves the cabin. He leaves the room to like go look for her. Because he thought that, oh, maybe she went up top to the top deck to go take like, she was in some photography contest to see who could take, you know, whatever, best pictures, blah, blah, blah. Well, he leaves the room to go look for her. I would be thinking she probably went to go get food, because when you're drinking and the first thing that you do when you wake up, like, oh my God, let me either get some Advil, let me get some food in me, let me get some greasy food in me, let me, you know, sober up. That's what comes to mind. He goes out and looks for her and he can't find her. And so he comes back to the room and hey, I can't find Amy. She's missing. Like that. No, back in the day, like there wasn't like cell phones and stuff like how there would be like today, which I don't even know what type of service you get on cruises right now with self-service. But I thought that it was really quick. Like, Amy's missing versus like, where the fuck is Amy? Like, hey, do you think that she's with somebody? Okay, like, and then the brother was like, no, she came back here. We were smoking out there. She was out. Like, what do you mean she's missing? Then they look. I don't know how long it took them to look, but the camera, because I immediately said, well, if she was going to take pictures, where's the camera? Oh, the camera was still in the safe. Well, okay, then she didn't go and take pictures because the camera's still in the safe. And that's how this whole thing started, with just, she was there at 5:30 and then at 6, she's not there. And I'm like, dude, that's, I always wondered if the dad maybe was dreaming, you know, did he see her really at 5:30? So we're going to continue, because this 7 o'clock thing matters as far as timing goes. that this dude would get a call at 7. Okay. And I think that the reason he would get a call is if the brother was like, I saw her with what's his name? She was with what's his name? Yellow. And I'm curious to know, after seeing this interview, what her brother thinks about him saying that he had to leave at 1. Like, because if they didn't come in until she didn't come in until 4:30 in the morning, like, do they have their times mixed up? Like 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock? Are you kidding me? Like, that's a big difference. Like, when did you see your sister with this man? Was it at 1 or was he still around?
And he's asked me, say, Douglas, do you have a woman in your room? It was forbidden.
Yeah.
It was forbidden bringing them in our room, going in our room. It was forbidden dating. I mean, and I'm going to be very straight to you. In my life I've been in the Royal Caribbean for a little over 5 years. And I've sit and talked with a lot of people, and we've made dates and stuff like that. But of course, 1 week, nothing could,
Yeah.
So he asked me the question, and I said, no. And I asked, like, why? He said that the woman you were talking to last night at the club, we can't find her. So I said, okay. And he said, all right, I will call you back. The phone was hung up. Matter of fact, he told me, don't leave the room, but he will talk to,
Wow.
And it's, a matter of fact, right after that, from what I know, they ground the ship shortly after that, close it up. Nobody can go out, nobody can come in.
Okay, right there. Nobody can go out, nobody can come in. That's, according to the Netflix, that's not how that happened. In fact, they didn't close it up. They let everybody off the boat because they were coming into Seaport. They were coming into port. They were where they needed to be, and that's a day that you'd be on the island. And so here you go. Like, they open it up, and but they did do the check. Supposedly, they said they had this drill and they were able to check every nook and cranny. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, so I'm like, when I'm listening to this, I'm like, eh. And then I hear this part.
And this is when the investigation started, is when I realized that they could have checked the time I went into my room.
Yeah.
Because I did not know that. So I'm not allowed to be back out of my room until in the morning period.
What
Yeah.
time?
So once I clock in at 1, sometimes I might have gone downstairs sometimes. Normally we would go downstairs, and if I'm hungry, I would go to the crew mess and all of that, and then clock in, But once I got in, I did not come back out until I got that phone call. And then I was told, don't leave the room. Matter of fact, was both of us in the room, one of the other musicians. So each room.
Right there. That's when I was like, wait, he had a roommate, he had a bunkmate, And then if you listen to it's not on the Netflix, but I've been listening to the brother's interviews because he's done a bunch of them. I've listened to all of them, and he's like, when they were being interviewed, he comes out and he's like high-fiving his buddy or something like that. So not only would he have to give a statement, because the FBI got on that boat, he has to give a statement, right? And then, God, I hope that they interviewed his bunk roommate buddy, okay? And I don't know, maybe the bunk guy was just like, I don't know, I was sleeping. So I don't know if he came back. I don't know, but they would have been able to pull his records. What time did he swipe in? Did you get to his room in time enough to do, were you able to dust it all down? Was DNA in there,
We were 4 musicians in the band. So each 2 in one room, 2 in another room on bunk beds.
They don't talk about that.
So Oscar Alexander was the guy there with me on the top. I was at the bottom.
Oh, so there was another guy in the room with you too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Oscar Alexander. And that was it. Then came the FBI.
Yeah.
They ground the ship.
Did you have to take a lie detector test, or was
They again, I go back to my innocence of these things. So of course, every person who would have interacted with her, the people who cleaned the room, the people who served her dinner, everybody was interrogated.
Interrogated.
I was put all of these things on me,
He did a polygraph.
and maybe he did one or two or three because the sessions went on and on and on and on and on. Lie detector tests.
What did they say to you afterwards?
Well, at that time, they did not say anything much to me. They took the stuff off and they released me. But then it was followed up by a woman called Sherry. And I'm sorry, she left her card with me, but that's years ago.
Yeah.
Sherry was an FBI agent.
Yeah.
She came to Grenada,
Oh, wow.
met me at a hotel, and interviewed me a couple times. And at the last time she spoke with me, she said to me, listen, you are clear from this. She said
That's
to me,
going to be good to hear.
well, of course. I mean, I was not really worried.
Okay. You're cleared from this. He continued to keep talking to the feds, man. He didn't have to talk to the feds. I've been like, peace, bro. Get up out of here. Peace, lady. Bye-bye.
Because I know that I don't know anything about all of this. But at the same time, I was a bit nervous because this is a new thing for me. This is my name being mixed up in something that I don't know about, and I'm not used to this. Listen, my life has been
Right there, that was one of the clip and edits. Did you see that right there? I can tell that's where I found one of the clip and edits.
for me.
Watch.
This is my name being mixed up in something that I don't know about, and I'm not used to this. Listen,
there.
my life has been. I've lost so many opportunities.
Because of this?
So when he started talking like this, it's like, yeah, that would have been true. People were like, we're not booking you for like being on the band. We're not booking you and the band to perform on cruises and stuff like that. So think about that. Like,
Because of this.
How? Because they Google your name or something?
And that would come up.
Yeah.
You know, I've been such intensively coming from Greece to Grenada when I got to London just because my name,
Really?
you know, but it don't happen now. I travel freely, you know,
Okay.
nobody give me a hard time, you know, but at that time, so I've lost, there were contracts on other ships that people wanted me to come for a couple months, good paying for a few months, that once my name was entered, say no, they would say that I had something to do with this missing girl, and I lost. I lost the contract, and I struggled for a long time. But I'm good. I set up my little business, you know, and but for me, that is as much as I can really say that I know about this.
Great. Thank you very much. Is there anything else? Have you ever looked online about
don't say
what
sorry,
people
Lana, to me.
have
I
said, or
don't
do you
care if
try to
anybody
stay away
believes
from
or not.
I should stay away. Let me see. My
I believe in
inbox,
information.
my Facebook.
Okay. I'm glad that you actually put that up there. You guys don't say sorry, Lan. I don't believe him. I'm providing information. I want you guys to make your own minds up. And I think it's funny when you say, I don't believe him. Sorry, Lana. How do you know if I believe him? How about this? Why don't you believe him? How come he wouldn't do the Netflix original and he happens to talk to James Renner instead 9 months ago? Did Netflix actually interview him but not put out any of the interviews? Because wait till I start telling you about what Netflix didn't actually put out. You know how many interviews that they did in this case and they didn't put out? I've gotten to realize a lot since working with the Idaho 4 case on how edited shit works in the world.
People have been writing me horrible stuff for years.
Really?
My wife, for years. My wife just ignored
Right
it.
to your wife?
Yes, once she is a Douglas.
Yeah.
My daughter, who lives in the U.S., has been bombarded. A matter of fact,
Listen
I
to
think she
this.
met with
Listen to this. This is the best part. This is the best part of the interview. If you guys have seen the Netflix original, you'll know that his daughter is in the Netflix original. And so listen to this now. Mind you, he wouldn't have seen Lisa Lana, you just said you believe him, and you didn't. And I didn't say I believe him. I said I don't think he has anything to do with it. I said I don't think he has anything to do with it. I said I don't think he has anything to do with it. That's what I said. Whether or not if every word that he says is truthful or however he remembers something, I'm telling you that if this dude had something to do with it, it would have been the easiest open and shut case. We wouldn't be talking about it right now if this man had something to do with it. That's how confident I am that he has nothing to do with it. So this comes out 9 months ago, way before the Netflix shit came out, just a week ago, whatever the hell it was. So he would have no idea what is going to be produced in a Netflix because nobody has any idea what's going to come out. Because even if you take part in it, you still don't know what Netflix is going to do post production. Okay, listen to this. He has no idea what's going to come out with the Netflix. Listen to this.
Some people some time
You know
ago
what?
has been bombarded.
His daughter was bombarded.
A matter of fact, I think she met with some people some time
You know
ago.
what?
Yes, only lately. We haven't talked much lately because lately she called me one day,
Yeah.
maybe about 6 or 7 weeks ago. But first of all, she called me maybe about 8 weeks ago and said, Daddy, you know, this thing with the girl, look, I keep getting all this stuff coming to me and I'm concerned with my daughter. And I said, Amika, listen, I said, if you want, you can let people know that I'm not your father, because I say, I can't explain this. This has been going on for years. People have been sending me stuff. And I said to her, the truth will come out. I say, and when the truth come out, I will sue the people who've been making documentaries about me. But I say, for now, it's just in the hands of who's investigating, but things always comes up. The truth, no matter how long it is, it always surfaces. Somebody's gonna know us. Somebody knows something and somebody will speak at some point.
Yes, I think so.
And I said that to her. About a week later, she called me.
Ready?
And I'm not stupid. I know people were listening to her. And I didn't know at first, but I can tell you how I knew after. She called me and said, Daddy, you know, when I spoke to you about the people sending me stuff, this Amy, and there's a documentary about you. How come people can say they saw you on the beach? I said, oh my God, I was not no beach. No way. I live in Grenada next to the beach. I hardly even go to the beach. So, I mean, why would I be on the beach? And people say they saw you. I say, well, if people have seen me somewhere, then of course they have evidence then that I know this girl. I said, I've never been anywhere. Since after talking to that girl that night, that was it. She questioned me and I was not thinking, well, I thought she was just maybe being rude to me at the time, but I believe she was doing what she had to do because people were listening. Let me tell you how I knew.
Listen to this.
Then she said, do you know she was gay? I said, yes. I said, she was smoking a lot. I asked her why she was smoking like this. And then she began to tell me that she's gay and her family found out and they forced her to come to the cruise. Once I say forced her to come to the cruise, I just heard the phone cut off, but it cut off not normal, like a clock. I've watched enough movies with FBI and stuff, tracking and listening. When did the phone hang up? I said there were people listening to this conversation. I didn't mind. I called her back. She never answered.
The family should actually listen to what he, like, instead of, you don't want to hear things, oh, that's not true, blah, blah. Listen to what she's saying. If Amy was telling that to people, okay, and people were sensing that there was a rift in the family and they could lure Amy away, people need to listen to what this man just said, that he was talking to his daughter. You guys have seen the Netflix. She calls him and gets him on the phone and they let them listen in. Okay. He's telling about this 9 months ago before the Netflix comes out. And as soon as he said what he was saying, yeah, I knew she was gay. She told me about it. She's chain smoking, all this stuff, right? Boom, click. I'm not going to listen to that. Why I think you should listen to it is because if Amy told him this, who else did Amy say that to? What about to the Scientologists that were on the boat? I have lots to say about it, but if you truly want to, like, get to the to find some answers, you need to look at this as, could this even be a hate crime? Okay, in 1998, people weren't like, "Yay, we're so happy people are gay." No, 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 not at all. So could this be a hate crime? If Amy's telling this to people, is it a way for people to hear that and say, "Oh, there's a riff. We could probably, hey, why don't you just come with us? Like, I heard you're, come on, do this." Like, it's who else was Amy telling that to? Who else was Amy telling that story to? I think people need to, in the family, need to address that and really need to think who was on that ship. There's 2,500 people on that ship. Why don't you get the list? You want to really do some damage? Get the list of every single person that was on that ship. There's 2,500 people on that ship. Start eliminating people. One of those people, if you believe that Amy is still alive, okay, 2,500 people is nothing to go through. That's shit. It can be done like that if you got good people on the case. But you need that list. You got to get that list. Get that list of all the people that were on that ship. Get the workers. So if you had 800 or 900 crew workers, and then you have 2,500 people that were on it for vacation, okay? And I would start with the crew workers. If you think that she was sex trafficked, okay? No, I think there's something strange about the whole, the neighbor's a little strange to me, the little neighbie. I think these Scientologists are kind of strange to me. That didn't come out in the Netflix original. Netflix, dude, they portrayed it like what he's saying, and he wasn't even part of it. That like once I watched it and the whole like I came out to my family as gay, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. Something it's not gonna end, and then it doesn't sit well with the family. Oh God. No wonder the FBI was like, hey, we need to talk to the dad a bunch. Also, you would talk to the dad a bunch when you say that you saw your daughter's leg there at 5:30, and then at 6 it's not, her leg's not there. But they were immediately like, she's missing. Not like, I mean, okay, where could she have gone off to? Where is she at? Like, I think that was really soon to say she's missing. I do. I'm sorry, but I think that that's really like, if it was my kid that's 12, no. If it's my 23-year-old daughter, who I could have probably had a little interaction with where it was like, got into it maybe a little bit and then they stormed off. I don't know. A 12-year-old kid missing, not in the room. Yeah, problems immediately. A 23-year-old, I don't know if I'd be so quick to say like my kid is missing, like so quick.
I said.
That's my take.
Then my son told me, Amika is in Georgia, so that's where she went to meet who she went to meet. Amika is in Georgia because they communicate, and she's going back home today. So when he said that, I added what I felt, and I said okay. And she got back home. She sent me a text, and the text showed how some people sent some stuff to her. Where is Amy? Under her, and she said, "This is what I am talking about, Dad. I know you don't understand, but this is what I'm talking about." And then she said, "I don't deserve this." And I wrote back and I said, "Amika, what have I done to you?" And that was the last conversation I've had. She hasn't got back to me, and I decided I'm leaving. I am the kind of guy who like to let things cool off. So I just left her. I'm waiting on her because I know she's gonna reach out at some point and say, "Dad, I'm sorry. I know it's gonna come to pass."
So yes, I don't think he did it. This is why I don't think he did it. Let's put it this way. I think that if the FBI could have pinned it on him, they would have. How about that? Does that make sense? The FBI could have pinned it on him. Now, we're going to talk about this disappearance. I don't know how somebody goes missing. You're in your room. You come back to your room. You smoke out on the balcony with your brother. Okay. At 4:30 in the morning. Okay. You're on the balcony 4:30 in the morning. He goes inside. The dad says, for whatever reason, he wakes up, sees her leg though. Okay, so she's fine. She's there. Then 30 minutes later, gets up out of bed. She's not on the balcony anymore. She's not in the room. She's not in the bathroom. And then he thinks that, okay, she's just upstairs taking pictures of the sunrise. Okay. Well, why is he even going hunting? Why is he going like hunting for her almost like at 6 o'clock in the morning? If he actually thinks that she's up there doing, if I just woke up and I'm gonna go join somebody, okay, I'm gonna get up, brush my teeth, take you know what I mean, like get all. I'm not gonna just run out with my freaking pajamas on and oh my god, where's my kid? Right? There would have to be something unusual, which would be okay. Her sandals are here. Does she have another pair of shoes? If my kid doesn't have another pair of shoes and she only has these sandals on this trip, did she have tennis shoes with her? Where are those tennis shoes there? But if she only has the sandals and those sandals I see are right there, my kid's walking around barefoot. My 23-year-old's walking around barefoot. I think that that's kind of weird, right? But if she had another pair of shoes, then I would be looking and saying, but I wouldn't be, I guess you could say, I would go and check where they would go get food, right? Because you get your breakfast or whatever. Then I'm going to go to the top balcony. He says he comes back. He wakes up his wife and kid and the son and was like, hey, I just went looking for Amy. Amy's missing. And then for this dude to get a call by 7 a.m., right? Those boats are pretty big, right? And I'd be like asking my son, hey, who did she shack up with last night? Did she meet a girl? Like if she's gay, why would you think that she'd be with a man? Why couldn't she be with a chick? Maybe somebody was like, oh, if she likes guys and girls, we can get her to have a threesome with us, right? If Amy's telling her story about how she messes with both sex, like, okay, that would be like prime time swingers would get swoon in on that shit. And they'd be like, hey, what's up, girl? You know what I mean? If she's saying this while she's drinking and telling people this, people are overhearing it, right? But I said, you know what? No, none of that makes sense because she came supposedly back to the room. She's smoking on the balcony. And what she was just like going to pretend the whole time, like, hey, let me just let my family think that I'm going to, like, that I'm home sleeping or about to go to sleep, but then I'm going to sneak out at between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. And I'm going to go wander off to someone's room. Like, come on. And so I thought about it. I was like, okay, as an athlete, she's an athlete. If this little murky guy to the right who likes to just come swarming out on the balcony and have conversations with Amy and they're talking and he's like, oh, just come on over here. Or did she walk out and go just into his room like that by going outside in? Or would she be like, oh, I'll just climb over from my balcony to yours. Okay. And could something have happened then, which would then lead her to fall, okay, ready? Fall into the water. Maybe she hit her head. She fell into the water. But then where's her body? Why wouldn't it have surfaced? Well, then you have to ask yourselves, do you believe that the cruise line would have covered that up, that they actually did find her body, but we're going to act like we didn't find her body because we're not going to get sued. This is all about money, man. This is about money. So, and I said, fuck yeah, they would do that. You don't think that this cruise line has like, so could she have actually been found in the water and we're not going to act like you didn't find her because we're going to owe a shit ton of money because it's going to be, I don't know, a wrongful death because of something like that. Like, but I said to myself, why in the world would you ever, the family was like adamant, like, you're not going to let anybody off this boat. And they're like, sorry, but we're not going to do that. Okay, then I'm going to stand at the, then I would have been like, okay, then I'm going to stand right here. Where's everybody can only get off the boat by coming and walking right here. I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to watch everybody walk off this boat. If they're not going to stop from people getting off, then I'm going to stand here and I'm going to go and buy every single camera that's a disposable camera. And I'm going to start taking pictures of every single person that's walking off the boat. Like, that's me. You want to talk about me being crazy? Like, okay, hang on. I'm going to go to the gift shop. Hey, son, get over here. Buy all the disposable cameras. Wifey poo. Get the disposable cameras. We're all going to stand here and we're just going to start taking pictures of every single person that walks off this boat, every single luggage piece that walks off this boat, anything, like anybody that's carrying a, I mean, they're talking about that they put her in a freaking bag and wheeled her out. Like, come on. So I would just stand there and I would just been taking all these pictures and I would just been saying, like, if somebody could walk my kid off because they were drugged or something like that, I would want to take a picture of everybody who got off that boat. And then I'm just going to walk around and start taking pictures once, like, and I have one of my kids, okay, here, son, you get everybody coming and going and keep taking pictures. And I'm going to be walking around and I'm going to take pictures of where, boom, boom, boom. That's me thinking on my toes, that if I can't get you guys to not search and make an announcement, hey, we have somebody missing. Does anybody know who this person is? And they said, in 1998, there's, it's 1998. That's what you would have. You'd have those disposable cameras that are on the ships that they sell like crazy. And you would have them off at the sea, every little island that you went to. So you would buy, I don't care, you would take here's my American Express card, buy 70 cameras. And you would start taking pictures of everybody. Okay. But to think that this ship said to themselves, these are people's vacations. We can't just you can't halt something for literally an hour or two. Yes, you can. How do you say that we can't, hey, we're going to take 2 less hours over here at this place. We have to do, if everybody can get to their rooms, we have to do a check. Let me ask you a question. If you were on that cruise, would you say to yourself or to the people that were running it, I want my fucking money back because you made me sit in my room for 2 hours during a check because somebody was missing? And I would say, you're a fucking piece of shit. You're going to wait your 2 hours. Sure, you want a refund? Sounds great. You can have a refund. I mean, come on, think about it. To hear that somebody is missing, wouldn't you want to just get that out right away? And then you're saying, like, hey, we did everything that we can. It looks like the person may have fell overboard. You know what I mean? But they didn't do anything like that. Instead, they said that this is people's vacation and the cruise does not wait for nobody. And I said, what? So, yeah. So my theory right now, my working theory is that there's a chance she was found in the water. And they were like, push her back down. Push her back down. We're not letting her come up. Like we're not, you know. But I have an issue that she would be there. The dad saying that she was there at 5:30 in the morning, and then at 6 she's not there. Her sandals are on the balcony. Her yellow shirt's off. There's no sign of a struggle. There's no nothing. And I would think that the cruise line, they want to say that they did a search for her. Why? Because they flew a helicopter up. So do you really believe that there was even like a search really truly done? Like they had divers in the water and stuff like that? I would just, Occam's razor. But the balcony, it's so high. Like it comes up, it's not like she's just gonna fall over. Like, I mean, you would have to like try to do something. And that's why I was saying, like, did she attempt to go over to the guy's room next door? But if she wasn't feeling well, the brother was saying that she wasn't feeling well, if you're really like seasick or whatever. And then he's like, listen, she was like afraid of like being up by that. So she would have never done that. I couldn't even get her to come and stand over. I'm like, yeah, look, her courage. So when people get drunk, like how drunk was she? Like only you could, if you want to be honest on how drunk she was. But I think her dad seeing her at 5:30 and then all of a sudden she's not there at 6. That window is so small, and who's abducting people at 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning? And then where could you possibly abduct them that you're like, okay, like it's just, I would think that it would be more something that you're going to have to show me that she had other shoes and that those were missing. I can't believe that she'd be barefoot and going and meeting up with like, hey, come into our room. We're the Scientology people. And let's just fucking fix you being gay, girl. Like, I don't know. The balconies are so close. She could have hopped over to the weirdo's balcony barefoot. Yeah, but they have that divider, and I'm going to go with her brother saying that like she was so afraid to be like over by it. I think the only way that she's doing that is if she's hammered, because she was so afraid of standing anywhere near the edge. I think the immediate thing to say, like, oh my God, my kid, like she's missing, versus like, where is she? Who's she? Because at that point, I would have been questioning my brain. Like, did I really see her leg outside when I woke up? Could I just be imagining that? You know what I mean? And I just can't imagine if my kid is at 5:30 in the morning, I wake up and they're still out on the deck. I'm sorry, but I would have gotten up and been like, hey, what are you doing? Get in here. Like, that doesn't, I don't think that I would let my kids stay out there. I don't care if they're 23. If I woke up at 5:30 and I saw their leg, I just don't think I'd be like, oh, okay, they're safe. They're there. And I'd go back to sleep. No, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just a helicopter mom like that. Like, there's no fucking way. Jax, get your ass in here. Let's go. What are you doing? Why are you like? And then if they were up, I'd want to know what they were doing up, or maybe I wanted to have a heart to heart with my kid. Just weird, very strange, very very strange situation. And then I said maybe the brother has it all backwards, and she really never came back to the room. Maybe he was, drunk, imagining that. I don't know. But it's just a very strange disappearance. And then Occam's razor just says, dude, she went into the water, and I think that they didn't do anything to try to find her. But they said that the locals were saying, we know these waters, it would like bring you ashore. And I said, well, then if that's the case, you'd be checking down on those people to see if she, got pushed in, and then therefore this happened so quickly. Like they were searching for her right away. That no, I don't think sharks just ate her up right there. I don't. Sorry. I think they would have found her unless there was a really good reason that, hey, we can't because we're going to get our asses sued. I don't know. And what about sharks? I love sharks. I love sharks. Even the locals were like, yeah, we would have had like some of her body would have been, you know, the sharks aren't going to like a whole, you know. Yeah, but I think when you suppress a story and not put all of its truth out, you're actually suppressing you possibly getting answers. So whatever it would be, I watched the documentary and I just feel like there's a lot of guilt. People are like feel like guilty or something. I don't know. When I watch the documentary, it's interesting. Go watch it. So after seeing this, if you've watched the Netflix original, has this changed your mind at all about this man? I'm curious. So if I'm just curious, if you've watched the Netflix original, after seeing this interview, does it change your mind at all about this man and him being involved? Also, I think I would have if I'm gonna like think about this morning and night, I'm gonna uproot my family, and why wouldn't I just go and kick it in Barbados? Why wouldn't I go and kick it in where was this at? Go and live there for like a month or two. And like, but they said they got PIs and stuff, and I don't know if those PIs are the ones that were doing that. Starry Night says, nope, I still think he's sus as fuck. Could be. I just think the FBI would have nailed his ass. It would have been an easy pin and been done. They have no body though, right? So you guys, he was found at 7 a.m. Where'd he stash Amy? Where'd he stash Amy? I didn't watch it, but he's believable. I have questions for the brother. Do you know what happened to that bag of photos? That he had in his bag of photos. Yeah, she wasn't one of the pictures. Donna, love you too. Baby, love you too. They've been searching for years. But their website hasn't been updated since 2014. GoFundMe just created last month. Yeah, because there's a Netflix that just came out. They're trying to raise money to, you know, this was all drum up to. I mean, this is one of the most bizarre disappearance because she was in her room, you know. Her dad said he saw her at 5:30 and then poof, by 6 she's, you know. I always want to know what happened between 5:30 and 6. Then I would have thought that maybe one of the neighbors would have heard some commotion. And then what I find out is that no, actually the next day, the neighbor is blasting music and talking to himself or something weird like that. And that guy that was a neighbor, just an old pervy, just to go, I go on cruises and look at women. Like, awesome. You guys need to watch this Netflix. It's just like, whoa. But what's really eerie at the end is that they were able to get her ex-girlfriend. There's a couple of ex-girlfriends that talk in this Netflix, but the ex-girlfriend that's like gonna become like she wants to have like, you know, life with. Amy sent her a month before the cruise a message in a bottle, and it's the most eerie thing I think I've ever seen in a case. She's talking about being stranded. Basically saying, without you in my life, you need to come help and save me. Without you, I'm like stranded. And here she's like stranded. It's really bizarre. It's like foreshadowing Amy's life. But yeah, I recommend watching it. The next one that I'm going to talk about here is tomorrow in the morning. This is one that I know foul play was involved, and it's the George Smith cruise issue, disappearance, George Smith, and that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow morning. There was huge blood stain. I mean, and we're going to really get into that. One of the I have the family deposed these other kids, and one of the kids that was a suspect ends up getting murdered in his car that was parked in his front driveway in 2019. So tomorrow's more of like, I just think the right people in this case need to talk, and what happened to Amy will come and surface. But tomorrow, the case I'm going to talk about, the George Smith case, now that's my jam. Yeah. If you guys don't know, just go ahead and type in George Smith cruise. But I'm going to show you guys the depositions of these kids. So, do I think that old man could have controlled her? She was a great athlete. No, I don't think. I think that old man's just a perv. I think he's just a perv. George Smith, yeah, Google it. You'll like it. It's very they go on their honeymoon, and George Smith never yeah, just Google it. We'll talk about it. That's going to wrap this one up for me to talk about this Netflix. That doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about it continuing. I'm going to stay on it. I want to see if I'm going to show you guys clips of the brothers interviews. He's been going around doing a ton of them. The brother was really upset that Netflix did not put in the Scientology piece, and that the brother wanted Amy's ex-boyfriend or boyfriend at the time, however they're labeling him. He was interviewed by Netflix for 5 hours, and they didn't put any of his interview in the Netflix. And it was like, why? What are you doing? And all he's saying is not because I have a problem with my sister being gay at all. Like, duh, no. It's just like, you want, like, why interview all these people and then you're not using them? And that's what post-production does. That's what they have the final say. And at the end of the day, Netflix and all these other people that make movies and shows, it's for money. Okay. So that's why sleuths like myself, investigative journalists like myself, we're the ones that are going to be able to dig stuff and get to the truth of the matter. And you want to put it all together. But you think Netflix is going to solve something? You think Hulu's going to? Fuck no. They're going to bring awareness to it. And then it's going to be people like you and me working together to possibly come to, figure something out. Or, but when you don't consider, when you refuse to consider everything, then I don't even want to, like, I'm good. So it seems like everybody in this case wants their own little cookie cutter way. If you just truly want to know what happened, you want true justice, it's like whatever's out there is out there, and like nothing's off the table type of thing. Especially now it's been 27 years. Jeez, come on. So but yeah, go ahead. Google George Smith, and you're gonna be like, whoa. Because to me, this case is more of not like a whodunit. It's just, where's her body? People would say that she's still alive. I don't know. I see the cruises doing whatever they want. Go watch those documentaries about cruise lines, and that anything goes on those cruise lines. I will never go on a cruise. There is no way you'll find me ever on a cruise. I'm not going to be trapped with 3,000 people. Absolutely not. With nobody there to protect anybody. Nobody there with any like, woo, this is our vacation. This isn't stop for shit, man. What? Get out of here. I'm about to put a dildo in your ass. You're about to stop this fucking boat, bitch. That's what I'm about to do to you. Like the guy that's the captain of this, and he was interviewed. What a complete chotch! Go watch it. It's ridiculous. He makes a Netflix. Like, I don't think he has anything to do with it. I just want to punch him in his face. That's all. Just go watch it. Go watch Captain what? Captain Crazy. What's his name? Captain. I think he's a big flamer. Is he gay? He comes across that he's gay, so I'm curious. That's my only question. I just want to know if he's gay. And you guys know there's nothing wrong with that. I'm all about the gays. Captain Howdy. Yeah, fuck cruises ain't no way. Larissa Harris, baby. I just get you guys fired up with that one. This captain dude, man, I should just do a podcast on his ass. All right. I just want to say, dude, you a fool. You are a fool. Like, Netflix made you look like shit. Hey, are you okay with Netflix making you like out to be a son of a bitch? Oh yeah, I've been getting nothing but tail since. Yeah, I just no. I don't know. Oh, here. I worked as an executive cruise number 10 years. I have stories that would blow your mind. Really? Let's talk. I want to talk after because I think it's ridiculous. Why do I get the vibe? Okay, let me tell you a story. Fuck it. Where this is gonna go a little longer than an hour. I had a woman that made 317 videos about me. Maybe even like 400 or 500 at the time it was all said and done. Just complete obsessed. Like obsessed. And I would no longer be her friend anymore. She went to like extremes. And I'm like, this fucking broad's fucking move like cuckoo. Well, I found out that she is a I call her a cruiser. Bitch goes on cruises like every 3 months with like either herself or maybe like 1 or 2 other broads. And I'm thinking like, what are you guys doing? Like, you're just like, oh, I'm like, oh, you must wait till the last minute, get these cheap ass cruise tickets because that boat's sailing regardless. They want to get some extra people in there. Here, yep, get on this last minute, blah, blah, pay pennies type of shit. Complete fucking weirdo. And so of course, like when this person started being like weird towards me and whatever, I was like, I'm gonna deep dive the fuck out of this hoe. And I do. And I find out that her ex-husband like literally runs like nothing but these online like fuck buddies. And then I find out that she's writing reviews on cruise lines talking about I want my money back because it's like ridiculous. It's just like a complainer, just all around just like a piece of shit. And I'm like, yep, you fit the bill. Like you are a lurking weirdo. And so like that's what I think of cruise people. I'm like, just complete like, can you imagine? Like, I was like, oh my God, can you imagine being trapped on a boat with people like that? Like a bunch of little minions of that person like running around. Same thing with that neighbor. Like there's people that go on these cruises and I think that they go on these cruises to hook up / pretend that their life is just some magical ball and that everything's so great in life. And it's absolutely not. It sucks. Their life sucks. And they get to go pretend to be somebody for 7 days. And I think that's what they like about it. Meanwhile, they're all pretending around the same weirdos that everybody else is just, you know, if you're not there with your family, and you're going on a cruise by yourself, why can't you just go like isn't that weird? Just cruising around. Cruising. They're like, no, you have to choose the right cruise line. No Royal, no Carnival, no what's the right cruise line? What's the right cruise line? I don't think anything would be the right cruise line. I don't want to be like think about it. It's a hotel that floats, right? They're like Virgin Voyages. They all virgins. Just go on Tinder, right? Cruise ships suck. I'm just curious. Yeah, for people not rich enough for own private yacht. I just feel like it's like I don't know, spring break. Stuck on a boat with weirdos would suck. No cruise for me, right? Absolutely. That's how I feel. Like just you're stuck. Like you can't even leave if you want to leave. This person that knows where the fuck your room is, right? Like I didn't bring them back to my hotel room, but dude, they're in my hotel room. You know, because they're not in my hotel room, but they're in my hotel. I didn't bring you back here. So like I can never get away from you. And then I just started thinking about it. I'm like, dude, that's like the perfect stalking trap. Like, God. And then I thought to myself, no wonder that this crazy bitch back in the day was a cruiser. I slapped her with some restraining order in a fucking psycho nutter. But it totally fits the bill. I'm like, geez, like you just can't get away from these people. So no, I would never. Carson says it's a great way though to see Europe. I bet it is. I bet it is. If I knew, I take that back. I would go on a cruise if I knew all 200 or 2,000 people. I would go on a cruise if it was like a high school reunion. If I knew everybody and I had a list of everybody's names, I could do it. I'm not going to go with a bunch of strangers in a confined area that I can't escape. I don't want to be by you. You're weird, and now I can't do anything about it. Now I have to like for 6 days, 7 days. Fuck you. People go on cruises for like what, a month? There's 5,000 people. It's a floating city. TNT. You guys, I should call up a cruise line right now and ask them. I have a couple questions. What happens if someone goes missing while we're on the cruise? What is your guys' policy? You know, after watching this Amy Bradley Netflix original, I'm headed out on a cruise and I got some questions now. Do you think that person would be like, you need to talk to legal. You need to talk to legal. Oh shit. Best vacations are they're with the people. That's what the best vacations are. I could go to damn West Virginia. If I get to pick the people I go with, we'll make West Virginia like fucking the Bahamas, you know? So shares in cruise ships now go up or down. You can be in a timeshare for cruises. You guys, isn't there a Crime Con cruise? Oh my God, I think there is. Hold on one second. Is there a Crime Con cruise? I'm going to look this up real quick. I swear there is. Hold on one second. Crime Con cruise. I swear there's one. Yes, T20. Yep, there is. CrimeCon 2025 will take place. I knew it was going to be in Denver, but where's the one with the cruises? There was a cruise. I know there was a cruise. Oh, crime cruise. Here it is. Let's see if it's still going on. Okay, it happened in 2024. Thank you for joining us on Crime Cruise 2024. Here, I'm going to share this. This is crazy. Now this is my pace. Let's create a fake murder. Let's see. Crime Cruise. Okay. What is this? Look back at Crime Cruise 2024. This was November 2nd through the 7th. Looking back, meet the speakers, see the schedule. Thank you to all of our speakers and attendees. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, wait, hold on one second. It's not showing you guys what I wanted to show you guys. It's staying right there. So I have to show this different part. Oh my God, there really was a cruise last year. Oh my God. Here. Oh boy. Did it make it bigger? Okay, good. Maria? Luigi? Is that Chris Hansen? Oh my God. Is that, what's his name? Oh, there really was one. Is that Chris Hansen? Yes, Chris Hansen's a cock block. Look at it right there. Chris, he's playing some blackjack or poker. Are there ATMs on cruises? Wait, there's nobody there. Oh my God, wait a second. Look at, see exactly. Look at this picture down here. The bottom. Nobody's there. Nobody's listening to that speaker. Who's speaking? Look at the seats behind this woman. There's nobody there. Dude, everybody's out drinking on the balcony. Can you imagine if somebody got murdered on Crime Cruise? Our tell animal catching up on his reading. Oh, look at that. Who are these people? So I don't even know who these people are. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Look at, there's nobody at any of these speaking, and you want to know why? Is because you're on a cruise, and I'm gonna be like, you better be speaking out on the rooftop deck while I get my son, right? I'm not gonna be in this, like, I'm on a cruise. Like, these all better be at nighttime. This better be for all the night owls, because I'm gonna be out on the deck at the pool party throwing myself a jam fest. Like, I'm gonna start my own little speak. Hey guys, they have like Nancy Grace's inside and stuff like that, but I'm gonna be out by poolside, and I'm just gonna start talking about cases. This is a crime cruise. Who wants to see that fucking mug right behind you like that? Who was this? Oh, was Nate Eaton there? Nate Eaton, I want to talk to you. How did you like CrimeCon on the cruise? Shark Tank. What? I swear I just keep seeing the same people. Look at these hoochie mamas. These people. Oh, wait. Here we go. Looks like we're stopping. We went to Haiti. Now they're in Jamaica. Yeah. Not what I would have been doing. With like monkeys on my head. I'd have been at the waterfalls. Wait, they crossed out Jamaica. They said Puerto Rico. Wait, they just what? Hey guys, we're gonna change it up. We said we were gonna take you to Jamaica, but we're gonna go to Puerto Rico instead. I want my money back. Here he is, Nate. Okay, guys, it's the same people. There's what's his name again? Oh, that's a fun game. Is it Family Feud style? Sign me up for that right there. Look at nobody. Nobody's there. Why does she have sunglasses on? Her future must be so bright. She's got to wear shades. I love it. See? Crime Circus Family Feud. Yay. See? Oh, was that Ryan Seacrest? Is that Ryan Seacrest? No way. Who's on the left? Who's right there in the black? You guys, I think you guys know this. I used to own and run a trivia company. I will beat all of your asses in trivia. The shit my brain knows. It's like nothing important, but bring me. Speaking of which, I'm going to do a Family Feud question. Yeah, this is a case of the Mondays for you. You guys get a little sneak peek at what's gonna go down. Speaking of which, I'm raising money so I can get myself a new $10,000 computer. What would be a good way to raise money? Dates with Lana, one-nighters, on the phone talking about true crime, pay by the minute. Okay, ready? Here we go. Okay, I'm going to have anybody, we're going to do this amazing way. If your last name is from A to K, you guys are on the same team. If your last name starts with a letter after K, you guys are all on the same team, okay? What the fuck is a $10,000 computer? Oh, it's because it has all the software, everything that I need to run an editing studio. Yeah. I went and talked to these people. It's all the processing I need. It's so that I can have the speed and the RAM and the blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Because I'm creating all of my videos from the Idaho 4 that I've done. I'm making my own documentary. Okay, ready. Name something. This is the top 5 answers. Name something people take with them to the basement when a tornado is coming. It is an apple. That's reasonable for high-end video. It is, Ronnie. It truly is. This is the one that they wanted me to get was $15,000. I said $15,000. Okay, flashlights. The third answer. Someone said children. Fifth answer. Someone said radio on the board. Anybody say wine yet? Just kidding. Food, number 1 answer. I saw it. Anybody say water? Food, number 1 answer. Water, flashlight, radio, children. Good, just warming us up. Okay. So now I'm going to do a true crime one. Ready? We asked 100 Colorado residents what were the 5 top answers on the board. Who were the first people interviewed in the Chris Watts, Shanann Watts case. Go. We asked 100 Colorado residents. Who were the first 5 people interviewed? Chris is on the board. He's not number 1, though. Chris is number 2. You got to give me her name. You say, I say friend. Neighbor's number 3. Nicole Atkinson. Yes. Top 5 answers. We have Chris, Nicole Atkinson, Nosy Nate, the neighbor. We're looking for 2 more. Come on. Nicole Kessinger. There you go. And who's the 5th person? That would be Ronnie Watts. Ronnie flew in case you guys didn't know that. Okay. You guys want another true crime one? Okay. The top 6 answers are on the board. Here you go. Top 6 answers on the board. Name me the top 6 states. It's homicides per capita. Ready? Go. Top 6 states. Homicides per capita by state. Ready? I'll start looking at your answers. I haven't looked yet. Hold on. Okay. Let everybody get their answers in here. Oh my God, I have to highlight this one. Boom! Number 1 answer, Louisiana. Can you believe it? Holy shit. I learned something new every day. Louisiana. Dude, Louisiana, what's going on over there? Louisiana has the 2nd highest crime rate. Okay. So here it is. Wah, wah, wah. District of Columbia, number 1. Louisiana number 1. Ready? New Mexico. South Carolina, number 3. Alabama, number 4. Number 5 is Arkansas. Number 6 is Missouri. What are you people doing over there in that area? Louisiana, New Mexico, South Carolina, Alabama, Arkansas, Missouri. Homicides per 100,000 people by year FBI standards. Now, if you want to know where your state falls, I'll continue just so you guys know. Alaska is number 7. Remember, it's per capita. 8, Tennessee, 9, Maryland, 10, Georgia, 11, North Carolina, 12, Pennsylvania, 13, Illinois, 14, Mississippi, 15, Virginia, 16, Michigan, 17, Nevada, 18, Arizona, 19, Kentucky, 20, Texas, 21, Oklahoma, 22, Colorado, 23, Indiana, 24, Ohio, 25, California, 26, Wisconsin, 27, Florida, 28, Washington, 29, Delaware, 30, West Virginia, Kansas, 31, Oregon, 32, Montana was 33, South Dakota, 34, New York, 35, 36, Connecticut, 37, North Dakota, Vermont is 38, Minnesota is 39, Nebraska is 40, New Jersey is 41, Idaho, 42 is Idaho, Wyoming 43, Maine 44, Massachusetts 45, Hawaii 46, Utah 47, New Hampshire 48, Iowa, very safe place over there. No one's killing people. 49, and Rhode Island is 50. And those are based on the 2022 statistics. What do you guys think? Where do you live? Are you proud of where you live? Name a professional sports team named after a bird. Top 6 answers are on the board. Let's see. Cardinals is on there. It's not the number one answer. Eagles is the number one answer. Falcons are on there. Blue Jays are on there. Orioles aren't on there. Seahawks aren't on there. Cowboys? We've asked 100 babies. Name a professional sports team named after a bird. We got the Eagles said, we got the Cardinals said, we have the Blue Jays said, we got the Falcons have been said. We're waiting for 2, and we want you guys to think about a basketball team and a football team. Come on. This football team's pretty good. They're in the AFC North division. The basketball team are the Hawks. Yes, the Atlanta Hawks. What's that football team? The Ravens. Yes. Fuck the Ravens, though. Okay. I like to travel, but one of the things I hate is when I have to ask the flight attendant for something, okay? So we asked 100 people, name a question a person who's afraid to fly might ask a flight attendant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 answers from here. Good answer. Good answer. Wine is not on there. Can you believe it? Where's the alcohol? Come on. Again, name a question a person who's afraid to fly might ask a flight attendant. Yeah, there's a good one. Is the pilot good? There you go. That's the number 2 answer. Where's the value? These were the ones everyone's off a little bit here. So how long is the flight? Anybody say that? Is the pilot good? How's weather? House weather? What? How's weather? You certified? Will we crash? Is plane safe? What's that bump? Horrible question. Ooh, this is good. Ready? House weather. Name a fruit that is used to describe a woman's body or part of it. Pound cake. Does that count? No. What do we got? Name a fruit that is used to describe a woman's body or part of it. Peach. Peach is the 5th one. Someone say melons. Melons up there. Pear, yes. We got pear. We got peach. We got melon. We're looking for 2 more. Apple. Apple's up there. And did anybody say, I think I saw it up there. I saw cherry, right? Yes. What body part is a cherry? Who said watermelon? What part of the body is the cherry? Good job, you guys got them all. All right. Anybody? Hi. Can't breathe. I can't breathe this morning. Crystal White. Let's get land a computer. Woo! There are 299 in chat. If everyone gave $20 today, Atlanta will be halfway there in a computer. No way. Is that what that math is? Gotta do better math. Oh my God. Speaking of which, I want to have a good laugh. This is Carson's mom still in chat. This one's for her. Okay. Okay, ready? Here we go. This is the is Carson in chat? Here you go. This one's for you, Carson.
There are not enough people. I can't emphasize this enough. There are not enough people. And
yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on here. I mean, 12 people, that's crazy. 15 people? Really? What the hell's going on here? Yeah, we know he's guilty. Amber M. I mean, I'm not sure what you're... Yeah, we know he was found guilty. Right. We're just gonna... We didn't get to hear the trial. All we heard was notes that people took, which is really inferior. Well, yeah, I just feel like I don't even want to do the show with 19 people here. You know? It's just not worth it for me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why would I do a show at 19 people? That makes no sense. 19. That's like somebody that just started a YouTube channel yesterday and went live. I don't know, man. But I tell you what, if we're not at 50 people by 3:15, I'm not doing this. Okay? I'm not gonna. It'll be zero support. Absolutely, just another horrendous YouTube algorithm nightmare. You know, we had one of these yesterday. I mean, it was a joke. I mean, there was like 40-something people. Like, Gray, why are you complaining? Well, I'm complaining because this is stupid. I have 161,000 subscribers, and I've got 33 people watching a live stream. Does that make any sense to anybody? That's almost impossible. All right. Anyways, I'm just going to wait. Let's see if we can get to 50 people. Maybe it'll happen. Hey, thanks, Paul Ayers. Very cool. Now we're at 31, so we're going backwards.
We're going backwards.
Going backwards.
Going backwards. You guys are going backwards.
I wanted to do the opening arguments before the show later. God, this is pathetic. You know, it's not me, misreading something or... All right, hey, we're at 39. 39, everybody. Go out and share the video somewhere. Let's try to get this up to 50 people. I even posted it on Twitter and in various Facebook groups. Almost seems impossible. Let's see if we can do it. Come on, you guys. Hit that like button. You know, if you haven't hit the like button, you're not helping either. We're at 8 likes. That doesn't work very well. We got 39 people. We should have 39 likes. Don't you think? Right when you come in, you just hit the
Fuck
button.
you, people. Fuck you.
And now we're at 36 people. So that always fails. Every single time I make a video,
You can't
my
see.
YouTube fails me.
YouTube fails me.
They don't give two shits about my channel. I'm not woke enough. They need specific categories of people. They really help out a lot.
What are you talking about?
Right, just happened to come up in the feed. All right, we got 38 people. Well, if you subscribe, you got to hit the look what's going on the screen, you guys. The animation that you're seeing there. You see that? That's what you have to do to get notified. Watch this. You hit the subscribe button, and then there's a bell that you have to click on, and then select all videos. And I know that most of you do not have that set.
This is insane.
It actually has the stats in YouTube. It's like 1%.
Hyman.
Okay, maybe that's a problem. All right, we're at 46 people. Let's get to 50, and we'll start doing the opening arguments. All right. Hey, we're at 18 likes now. 44 people. I'm not going to stand around, Gray. Yeah, so we got the setup here, and here's the text on the screen. I'll just kind of scroll down while it's playing, all right? I'll just get started on it.
I'll just get started now.
Yeah, what a joke.
You guys,
who the registered sex offenders who lived in the area. Bethany stated Kaylee found a registered
God,
sex
that
offender
was
who lived close to
great.
them in the blue apartments on Queen.
it's just
Kaylee
it's,
stated he was older and
it's just antipods. Sex offenders. Great, then just right into antipods talking about the documents. God, sorry, I just needed that. Oh shit. Oh, Gray. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Is that like an every night occurrence over there? I just needed that laugh. I just wanted that laugh. Whew, breathe, Lana. You got this, girl. Breathe, baby. Just breathe. Wild as fuck. That's all I know is wild. Yeah. Okay.
Last time I did that was over a year ago. I could do my abortion question for you guys. Last time I did that was over a year ago for sure.
What?
I always like to see what people say in my little scenario. Maybe another time.
What?
Yeah, it's just kind of a simple question. So I give it in a series of, most of the freaks that have been here have heard the questions for a long time, but I'll give you it in a series of questions. So let's say there's a girl that is a woman who is, 4 months pregnant, walking down the street, and a mugger comes up to her and punches her in the stomach. and takes her wallet and runs. But, he couldn't tell that she was pregnant or anything. Punches her in the stomach, grabs her wallet and runs away. And then she lost the baby. Should the mugger who punched her in the stomach get any sort of, like jail time for the death of that baby? Or should it just be the assault? So that's my first question.
What the fuck?
So should the mugger get any jail
Mugger.
time for the death of the 4-month
Mugger
baby?
bugger.
He didn't even know she was pregnant. He just punched her in the stomach, took the purse, So what should that be? Would that be assault or what would that be? Yeah, you should get jail time, right? I mean, most people think that. Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! What do you think?
Yeah, now let's do the same story. That same girl's walking down the street. She's 4 months pregnant. And she'd already decided, and she was actually heading to an abortion clinic at the time.
Oh.
She was actually going to walk into the abortion clinic right outside is where she got mugged. She was still 4 months pregnant, punched in the stomach, and lost the baby that way. Do you have the same feeling to the mugger at this point? Because she was about to go get and abort that same baby. So what do you think about that?
The fuck?
And she was actually going to terminate it inside the building here. And instead, she got mugged, and then
I would think
the
that
baby died that way. So should the guy still get
I would think that she set up the mugging.
prison time for that?
And then I'll come with a conspiracy for him.
See, nobody's responding because that makes it kind of a weird question, right?
It does it? No, I would think that she set up the mugging.
Yeah, but why should he get any extra time for the death of that baby when she was about to go kill it, and even in a more sort of premeditated fashion? She knew that she was pregnant. The mugger punched her, didn't even know she was pregnant. She wasn't showing or anything like that. And it died, the baby, but the mother was literally, and then you know what the answer always is? It's a woman's right to choose. And that's where at that point, I just get really frustrated with the whole conversation and everything.
With what the politics?
Because you always wonder, why do people get, and then let's just say this, that same lady is 4 months pregnant,
Oh my God, his
but the mugger decided not to attack her, and she went into the abortion clinic and got rid of the child. So where's the outrage? You know, like you were outraged. Everybody in the media, if you told the story about this lady that was 4 months pregnant, a mugger punched her in the stomach and she lost the kid, everybody would be outraged. Oh, throw him in prison forever. But if you told the story, hey, this 4 months, same person and everything. She went into abortion clinic and aborted the 4-month-old child. Nobody blinks. Nobody cares. So the thing is why did you care so much about the baby when the mugger did it, but you don't care about it when the same lady went into the abortion clinic? See that?
See that?
So that's where it's weird, and it's strange too, because I get it. I can see feeling that way. Oh yeah, she had an abortion. Okay. But the mugger, we're all angry. So what are you angry about? Are you angry at the life take?
Well, then add to it. What if she was raped and that's why she's having an abortion? How about that? We're just going to play hypotheticals. We can just add all to that. But to answer your hypothetical, I would say that I would think that she set up the mugging. What an idiot. What an idiot. What an absolute moron. No wonder why people don't fucking come to your channel. Nobody wants to hear that shit. You know? They're probably like, what? Wait, am I watching CNN? I'm watching CNN. Oh shit. Gray pubes going deep. Oh my God. Oh, hell no.
Everybody, appreciate it. Thank you.
Bill that would crack down on aggressive panhandling. So much so that a panhandler could face a steep fine. Let's get to Kimberly Gill. She joins us now live. And Kim, this proposal is headed to the House floor.
That it is, Carmen. Good evening to you. And this proposal could impose a fine of up to $100 if the panhandler is told no, but keeps on begging.
All right, guys, we're currently for the night at 1/4 of a nightly goal. All right, so if you want me to do the next 3 hours of this, we need to get to, I want to try to make the goal tonight. Last night we got absolutely crushed on here and only got to a third, and now we're only at a fourth. So if you're out there and you can help support the channel, that's how this channel survives, is off of your generosity. I don't know how many times I have to keep saying it over and over and over again, but that's just the reality. Okay, I don't have any other way. There is no ad revenue on these live streams. And if you want me to keep doing these, we've been doing them for a long time. It used to never be a problem where you guys were supporting the channel. All of a sudden it's become where it's an absolute struggle on a nightly basis. And I don't want to have to deal with that. Okay, I could sit there and just make like 3 or 4 videos a day and probably do equal, you know, and not do live streams. But one of them has to give. Okay, now I always try to explain to people, and they always go, "Oh, great, that's just stupid." No, it's a perfect example, but you don't want it to be, so you say something.
What?
So it's not, it's the same mechanism, except you would, and the reason it's not as common, what I'm about to tell you, is because, you know, a child is something people probably think more about. Okay, but I've been grocery shopping before. Had a full car, I bought 6 bags, ice cream, all kinds of shit. And on the way home, I started thinking about this program that I'm working on, like a Python script. I pull into my, you know, house, and I get out of the car and I walk right into the house. And hours later, and I come back and go, "Oh shit, the groceries!" While I'm sitting there, it just came to my mind again. Now you go, "What's the gray? That's groceries, not a kid." It's exactly the same mechanism now. And it just means that a kid is less likely because, you know, you might think of them more, or they're more important than groceries are, but it's exactly the same thing. It's actually something that you guys were currently at, I mean, right now we are into 58 minutes of the show. We've got another hour. If we don't reach that goal, I won't be able to continue to finish this one. I'm going to move on to do something else. Okay. That's kind of how, that's what those goals are for. It says it right in there. You set a time frame. And we do 2 hours. We get the extra.
I might be going.
All right.
I wasn't planning on it.
That's about the only way I can do it.
The case.
And Tracy left with the baby.
Okay. Yeah. So you always get Zozo's type of answers. A baby isn't a sack of potatoes. I just explained to you. It's the same mechanism, everybody. It's just that a baby is more important. Okay, I'm not going to cover this case if we're going to have these kind of conversations. Okay, I'm really not going.
We're going to have these kind of conversations.
You don't know. I don't know. We just assumed that I don't know where she's headed.
I am approaching with the.
And I think that's going to be sort of what it is, where there won't be.
Okay. What, like, this? What is this? What is he? I guess I watched when he did the layout of the house, but like anything that has to do with like his theories on anything. No, I just wanted to see the layout of the house. Wow. Wait, here's this. Remember when he got pulled over in Idaho? Gray Hughes gets pulled over in Idaho. Okay. Speaking of which, there's going to be a big live today for the Idaho Statesman. Where is that? I think he probably. Okay. What the heck? Hmm. I don't know. I was trying to find his when he got pulled over and he was driving around. Let's see. Mm. Oh, okay. So you know how he covered Delphi a lot, right?
Hey, look at that. Wow, Amy Moore. Jesus. Well, thank you so much. I want to go to the trial. It's just when I was planning to go to the trial, I mean, isn't it sound strange? But only 3 months ago, the support on the channel was really high. Like it was all every night was so easy to get to the goals and everything. And going to the trial would cost me probably like $6,000 or so minimum. And even if I broke even, I'd be happy. But that's kind of what, normally in a month, we bring in quite a, used to do pretty well. So it's like, I don't know. It would make me nervous to go there because I think I would actually end up losing quite a bit of money.
Oh my God, you guys. Speaking
But
of Delphi,
I want to go and plan.
do you guys know that I am in the trial transcripts in Delphi case? I had no fucking clue. I'm gonna start covering that. Woo!
I'm doing it. It's October, so we'll see how it goes. Kind of sucks too, because that's right around kind of you get near the election right there, right? Yeah.
When I cover it, I'll show you guys. This is the Delphi case that we went to Indiana for. Yeah.
I do have.
Did you understand? He covered this case like he was interviewing Kelsey. I think he produced her podcast or something like that. And he didn't go out one day, not even just for like a week or like
to go. I want to go, but I could afford it before, but it's not looking that way right now because I won't be able to make videos or anything. I would be completely relying on you guys in my live streams to support the channel. I would not be able to make any videos at all. I'd be out of town in a different place.
What?
Getting up, getting early in the morning, doing the trials, and coming on or the show.
Yeah, it's exactly what you have to do. You know how many hours we worked a day? You know how many hours a day that Andrea and Lawyer Lee worked? Do you know how many hours a day I worked when I was in Indiana? And getting up and standing in that line if you didn't have a line sitter, whatever. It would take me, I don't know, 4 hours to drive. You stand in the line at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes you can get to like at 3 or 4. Sometimes I took a chance of just trying to get in as the last person. And then you're there all day and then you go live afterwards. It was like, I mean, you guys can just do the math on how many hours it is. And one of the days, or I think 2 of the days, I can't remember when I was there, I also was live streaming the Brian Colbert death penalty hearings about if the death penalty should be taken off the table or not. And I was walking around and showing the area, and I was doing reenactments of the loops that Betsy Blair was taking. Okay. And so to hear this man fucking talk like this, it's like, you mean you have to work? You have to work? I just can't believe that he's saying this shit.
To do the show. Nah, I can't really do that, Mimi. It doesn't really work that way. Does it, Mimi? Sound like one of the trolls. Let's see. Yeah, it's like Mimi doesn't even communicate. Never said a word in here. Just sitting around waiting to throw in one of her trashy little comments. Yeah.
Trashy little comment.
You know that was happening. Give you 3 months to save up. What a joke. Jesus. Yeah. All right. Has anybody even seen that Mimi Misty in here ever before, you guys? Anybody? Nobody seen Mimi Misty in here? Ever?
Somebody made this video. I can't believe I've never seen this before.
So. I'm gonna get rid of that person.
I find it hard to believe that the family wouldn't have let him stay with them. Like, he's like all tight with the Patty family. You can just cuddle up with, I don't know, somebody.
Yeah. It'd be great if I could do that, but I have to pay taxes every 3 months as well. You know.
What? Hey, what?
Nope, they're not allowing cameras in.
I'd have to take notes. Yeah, you would.
Yeah. I mean, there really isn't a lot of seats.
Family had reserved seating. You'd have been fine. You wouldn't have actually had you could have slept in every fucking day, man.
Right.
No.
I know. I need to be there, but I mean, like that person said a minute ago, save up? Really? You want me to go save up and just take a huge loss going to Delphi? I'm going there for my channel, and if I go there, I'd need to have the support so I can just do it. I mean, I hope you guys understand that shit. You know, I'd be there for like 20 days and won't be able to create any videos or anything. And I mean, doesn't that just make sense?
What? Okay, this is how dumb he is. Do you know how many people Andrea had in live chat watching? Do you know how many people Lawyer Lee had in live chat watching? People were turning into my show when I was there. Every morning they enjoyed our walks down over there. Then obviously the days that I'm in, but and then at nighttime you go live and you for another, whether it's an hour, 2 or 3, you say what happened in the courtroom, right? So yeah, it's a lot of time. He's such a liar. That's ridiculous.
Like, I'm not trying to be too difficult or anything.
This makes me sick.
Hello. So you guys are really far behind.
What a clown. What a pure fucking pubic wig. His fucking clown hair would be made out of a merkin. You know what a merkin is? It's a pubic wig. Just called gray merkin pubes. He loves himself. I think I'm gonna dress up as gray pubes for Halloween this year. Fuck it. I dressed up as Dave the one year. I'll dress up as fucking gray pubes this year. You guys know what that means? A merkin. Ridiculous. That's unbelievable. I'm just appalled. It's the truth. It's the truth. Okay. How many people are ready for my for me to talk about this Candace Owens stuff? You guys ready for this? Like, I'm like so ready for this. I was reading it. I'm all the way done pretty much. I'm just blown away. Oh, here, I'll show you guys something else. Hold on. Look at this. What a moron. What a moron, Greg Hughes. You son of a bitch. Ruining my day. You want a boner killer? Just turn on Gray Pubes for a minute. Total boner killer. I think I'll just bump up my Candace episode then. You guys know that? Look behind me here. See this? I just got to figure out because I want to flip the camera. I've been redoing a lot of things around here. But Gray Pubes is a boner killer. Trust me. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I think I'm just going to bump up the Candace. Well, you guys can decide. I'll let you guys have some say in it today. I can bust up a live right now that's Idaho 4 and leave Candace where she's at 5 or 2 or whatever. What do I have there? You want me to squeeze in an Idaho 4 for you? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Keep going now. Just keep doing it. Okay. It's a rodeo in here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I put in 8 requests for Idaho State Police public records request. Dear Lana, thank you for your interest in public records of Idaho State Police. Your public records request has been received and is being processed in, blah, blah, blah. I am requesting all body-worn camera and dash camera footage from interviews conducted by ISP in the Brian Culver case. Here's a list to get started with. Jack Showalter, Dylan Mortensen, Bethany Funk, Jack Decor, Adam Laud, Emily Allant, Hunter Johnson, Josie's on a vacation far away, Brent Kapaka, Molly McMichael, Steve Gonsalves, Christy Gonsalves, and Olivia Gonsalves. I asked for an interview that I believe that could possibly exist with Brent. I bet you nobody's got that shit. Boom. Okay, next one. Request. I am requesting all lab reports 1 through 46 done by the Idaho State Police for Brian Culver case. I'm requesting all emails and written communication between the Idaho State Police investigators and lab personnels. I am requesting all files that were turned over to the defense per discovery requests. If any redactions are needed, initials will suffice. Boom. Next. Request number 3. I am specifically requesting Ayers, the Idaho State Police Forensic Lab emails, and lab report 25. Next. I'm specifically requesting. I got all this crap. Hold on. Dace White, lab report 6. I'm specifically requesting Dace White lab report 16. I'm specifically requesting ISP Scientist 2 Dawson. Lab reports 1 through 6. Desher, Douglas. Mahawkett, Martinez, Miller, lab reports 5, 10, 11, 19, 23, 24, 25, 27, 30, 32, 37, 38, 39, 40, and 41. Miller, 7, 13, 31, 34, 36. Nord, lab report 18. Find it. They're actually going to love me because I make it so easy for them. I give them everything that they need. Next, I asked for I have the CVs for everybody. I didn't need that. Othram Laboratories. All files containing the word Othram. all files containing the word Othram. WSU just got back to me, and I'm going to read you what they said to me. They told me that I can expect my request by April of 2026. So, excuse me? I didn't even request that much. Let me show you. Where is this shit show? Okay. I upped my request, and I said I wanted... Okay. Request number 1. I am seeking all incident reports / supplemental reports that feature the name Daniel Tanego for all incidents that occurred between 11/14/2022 and 12/12/2022. Request number 3. I am seeking all reports that show what license plates were queried by Officer Daniel Tanego and Detective Curtis Whitman while on duty on 11/28/2022 and 11/29/2022. Please provide an itemized report for each separate queried plate and list the make, model, and year of that plate. The plate can be redacted partially for privacy. If these officers were using dash cam or body cam during any of these queried items on 11/28 and 11/29, please include those videos. Any radio activity that occurred or CAD notes that occurred during those same times of queried plates are being requested as well. We hope to complete our review of our records responsive to your public request and respond to you by April 14th, 2026. However, more time may be necessary. Are you insane? What? Excuse me? Shut up. Sons of bitches. Going over here. They told me that they were not in possession of. I asked for what did I ask for, and they said they are not the record holder of. I said, what? Yeah, I know that you are. Oh. Okay, so then I took report 314 that what's her name wrote up? Danny Vargas. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and start a different live. All right, if you guys want to hear about the Idaho stuff, I will start another live at 12:30 here. So in 10 minutes, come back and join. Peace. That way it's all specific to whatever the live's about. Thank you. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, subscribers. Cyber Ninja. If Payne instructed them to erase all files pertaining to the case, can you still get it? Yes. That doesn't happen. They're not going to hide anything, guys, like that. Needed these laughs. Love my TNT family member for 29 months. Oh, why be so nosy? Thank you. Yes. Are you going to Crime Pound number? I wasn't going to be going because I was going to be in Idaho. So I'm not sure now. So hopefully that answered. Joanne, thank you so much. Super sticker. I love your little pup there. All right, join me back. See you in a few.